it's Karen Yates here, and today I wanted to share with you an art journal page that I've done in my journal. So here I am just putting down some paint it's on the burlap part of the book, which is not really my favourite, but I'll give it a go anyway. So here we have just some Dina Wakley paints, just the heavy body acrylics. I can't remember what the colours are there, but they're quite bright and funky. And this one's a lime green, which I put down over the top because I wasn't really liking how it was going so far. So this is a Prima stencil, and I've just got a baby wipe and I'm just wiping it through so I can get a bit of a pattern in now. And now I've just wandered off to put my stencil in the sink for a bit of a soak, and I'll be back in a minute while I look for another stencil and dry this bit off just with my heat gun. And the stencil that I have there is actually an All and Create one, which is really quite funky, and I'm thinking it's going to look really cool. But I've got my my light blue paint there, and I've popped it in through with the baby wipe, but as you can see, it didn't really work out as great as what I'd hoped it would be. But you can still kind of see the pattern. Not really, but anyway, that's okay. So now I've got my scribble sticks and I'm going to draw my birds. Pretty basic birds, but they look pretty funky, I thought. So they're basically just a circle with a couple of triangles, really. And I've just wet paintbrush so I can paint around the black. And again, I'm just drying that off a little bit so it doesn't run everywhere while I think about what I'm going to do next. So here I've got some long sticky legs, and I've got some green ones on the short little one. So I'm just putting some orange into their beaks. And I tried to go around it with a food ball pen, but it didn't quite work very well, so I'll come back and have another go at that. So in the meantime, I'm just painting around my legs and the beaks and making them a bit brighter. And here we go around the birds again, and this time I've got a black Pitt Faber Castell pen. So now I'm just putting some lovely little stockings on my bird, some shoes because why not, and this one here's got some dots on him. So I've also drew in some eyes, and I'm just putting in a little bit of white acrylic paint and some blue. That's lapis blue, can remember the name of that one. And we'll get that bit there to dry. So now I'm just putting a little bit of coral into one of the bird's tails. And I decided the orange wasn't quite bright enough, so I'm just going over it with a bit of acrylic paint. And that's some eggplant in the tail of that one. And that's some blue. I'm going to put some blue dots on this bird because, you know, my stencil didn't work out quite how I'd hoped. And the one at the top, I've got some green. I think that's evergreen, so that'll look pretty cool. So I'm just getting that to dry again with my gun, and I have found that it does take a little bit while to dry on the burlap. Excuse me. Than normal, and that bit there was just some golden iridescent paint that I've just put around the outside. I'm just drying it off again. And it does take a while, and probably because it is the middle of winter here as well. So now I'm just putting in a few little details into my bird's eyes, some funky eyelashes, and they're looking pretty cool, I think, so far. And then some eyelashes on this one. And I've got some Jane Davenport paint pens there as well. So I just tried to pop in another few other colours, like some green and some purple in there as well, just so they weren't so fine, sorry. So now I'm just going around my bird's legs with that Faber Castell Pitt black pen. And now I've got some Tim Holtz foam stamps. So I'm just going to stamp a bit of a quote in the middle here, and I'm just going to use some night paint on the foam stamps. So my video is going to cut out here in a mini because I'm having a bit of trouble in that department. But anyway, there we go. So I've got the full lot there now, and I'm just filling in a few of the little spots where it didn't quite hit because I wanted it to be a more solid sentiment. So I'm just going to give that another dry. And then I've got a little bit more Scribble stick. And what I've actually done is I've dipped my stick into the water so I can just get it, the blend around, and I'm just moving it around a little bit with my finger as well, just so I haven't got a really defined line between the two colours, just to, you know, blend them in a little bit to shade them in from one to the other. And again, just drying it off. And now I've got a Sharpie white pen, so I'm just going around my little dots on my birds, putting a little bit of detail into them. I did try to draw some wings on them, but I didn't like it. I thought they looked a bit silly, so I took them off again, and thank goodness, because, you know, I could just wipe it straight off again with the Scribble stick. So I was pretty happy about that. So now I've just got a smaller paint pen, and I've just drawn some swirls and drawn around the circles in the green one. And now I'm just going around my letters a little bit just to bring them out a little bit, I guess you'd say. And here's a look of the finished page and a couple of close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I'm not really used to doing voiceovers, so hopefully it's not too bad. So if you like my video, please hit like and subscribe. Have a great day.